Welcome back, junior personnel, interns, or whatever title HR gave you to make you feel like you matter. Today's briefing is all about SCP object classifications, because apparently slapping a dangerous anomaly with a cryptic sounding label is what passes for safety protocols around here. You think SCP object classes would be based on how dangerous an SCP is, right? Well, no. Here at the SCP Foundation, we prefer a system that's vague, bureaucratic, and wildly misleading. Object classes don't tell you how deadly something is, they tell you how difficult it is to contain. Simple, yes. Clear, no. Useful, occasionally. There are primary classes, so let's start with them first. Don't let the name safe fool you. SCPs are not safe. They're just predictable. If we know how to contain it, and that containment actually works, we call it safe. SCP-500, a bottle of red pills that cure anything. Lock it in a drawer, done. SCP-714, a jade ring that snaps your will to live. Keep it in a box, great. SCP-999, a friendly slime that loves people. It's SCP-131, the adorable eyeball creatures, totally harmless, but they move. So yeah, safe equals easy to lock up, not safe to hug. Euclid, the Foundation's favourite excuse. This class means we kinda know how it works, but it keeps doing weird crap anyway. Maybe it moves when unobserved, maybe it's semi-sentient, maybe it disappears every full moon and reappears in the break room eating Doritos. Examples are SCP-173, snaps your neck when you blink. You can contain it, but you have to stare at it forever. Good luck. SCP-096, absolutely not safe. But if no one sees its face, it just sits there crying. So technically containable, but it's not safe. So it's Euclid. It's complicated, shut up. Basically, if containment might fail because the SCP has a sense of humour, it's Euclid. Oh yeah, the problem children. Keter-class SCPs are a nightmare to contain, or worse, they actively resist containment. Sometimes they're sentient, sometimes malevolent, sometimes both, sometimes they're just really, really annoying. It's SCP-682, a giant murder lizard that regenerates from being vaporized, loathes all life. We've tried killing it over a dozen times, it's still here. There's SCP-610, the flesh that hates, self-replicating plague of meat, spreads aggressively, don't touch it, smell it, or think about it actually. It's SCP-231-7, redacted for your safety, just know that it's Keter and everyone involved needs therapy. Keter class anomalies are the ones that keep the O5s up at night, and they don't sleep lightly. Because 3 categories weren't confusing enough, we've added secondary object classes. These are niche, interpretive, sometimes just made up by a researcher with too much free time and a god complex. There's Thaumiel. These are reverse SCPs, anomalies that help us contain other anomalies. Rare, dangerous, political messy. If you ever hear about a Thaumiel SCP, you probably weren't supposed to. They're used in containment strategies that involve ethically grey choices and really ominous humming sounds. There's SCP-2000, a giant underground facility designed to reboot humanity after a mass extinction event. Think of it as the Foundation's save file. There's SCP-001. It's the Gate Guardian, though SCP-001 has many classifications like When Day Breaks, or even the Chaos Insurgency is classed as SCP-001. But the Gate Guardian is potentially Thaumiel, if you think nuking reality is helpful. If Keter SCPs break things, Thaumiel SCPs are duct tape. Dangerous duct tape. This one's simple. If an SCP is destroyed, deactivated, or no longer anomalous, it becomes neutralized, usually followed by a very expensive investigation and mandatory ethics review. Occasionally a memorial plaque or a clean-up crew with mops and trauma counselling. Some SCPs become neutralised by accident, some get retired, some just fizzle out. Wish that happened more often actually. This is where we dumped the anomalies that turned out to be not anomalies after all. We thought it was paranormal, but it turned out to just be science or hoax, just a very weird raccoon. As an example, there's that guy that claimed to teleport. Turns out he just owned a motorcycle and lied a lot. Explained SCPs get archived, usually quietly, occasionally after a long argument with Site-43. God, I hate this one. Archeon is the Foundation's way of saying, yes, we could contain it, but we really, really don't want to. Why? Because containing it might make things worse. An example, SCP-001, the database. The thing that documents all anomalies and possibly is the SCP Foundation. If we locked it up, we might unwrite ourselves from reality, so we just let that one be. If you see this classification on an SCP file, just run. Apollyon class SCPs are uncontainable, unstoppable, and usually apocalyptic. They don't get locked up, they just get watched from afar, as we hope they don't notice us and end the universe by accident or boredom. As I mentioned before, SCP-001, when day breaks, the sun just turns everything to a nice, melty, screaming meat. SCP-3999, an anomaly that basically tortured a researcher through infinite realities. Apollyon because what else can you call that? If something's labelled Apollyon, it's not a threat, it's a scheduled extinction. So, to summarise, safe is we know how to lock it up, Euclid is it's a bit twitchy, Keita is it wants out and you dead, Thaumiel, weirdly helpful, neutralised, problem solved or buried, explained, not actually spooky, Archeon, better left alone, and Apollyon, say goodbye. Of course, this whole system is constantly changing because nothing in this job is ever simple, and apparently taxonomies are for cowards. But if you remember one thing from this video, let it be, never trust an SCP with a safe label. That's how Barry lost his kneecaps. Anyway, I've got 3 overdue reports and a containment breach drill in 15 minutes, so we're done here. Good luck out there, and try not to die in alphabetical order.